That anti-aging foundation on your bathroom counter right now is settling into every fine line you have by 10 a.m., oxidizing 2 shades darker by lunch, turning your face into a cracked desert by dinner. The word anti-aging on the label is just charging you more to age yourself faster. But 3 out of 13 actually earned that claim. I tested the most popular anti-aging foundations on mature skin over 50 and rated every single one. Only 3 do what they promise. 3. The other 10 belong in the trash, and after 30 years as a working makeup artist, I'm showing you exactly which are which. The first foundation on the list is the one that made me the angriest. Tarte Amazonian Clay, 2 out of 10. This dries into your skin like plaster on a bathroom wall, grabs onto every pore and line, and strips every drop of moisture out of your complexion by mid-morning. Every influencer under 30 raves about this foundation, and I am begging them to stop because they are sending women our age home with a formula that is aging them in real time. If this bottle is sitting on your shelf right now, skip it immediately. But at least Tarte is honest about being a disaster from the first stroke. This next one tricks you first. Number 2. Revlon Age Defying, 3.5 out of 10. The words age defying are doing some very heavy lifting on that drugstore label. It goes on smooth enough to fool you at first, but never actually melts into your skin the way a good foundation should. It just sits there on the surface, separates by midday, and by afternoon the whole thing looks patchy and tired under any natural light. It is not destroying your skin, but it is not defying anything either. For what Revlon charges versus what it delivers, this is a skip. And then we go from disappointing to devastating. Number 3. Estee Lauder Double Wear, 1 out of 10. They reformulated this and ruined everything. This used to be the foundation we all swore by, the one you could trust through a 12-hour wedding day without a single touch-up. Now it oxidizes darker by the hour, sits on top of your skin like a sheet of drywall, and turns fine lines into canyons you could lose a makeup brush in. I wore this to my niece's birthday party, and my sister pulled me aside at the kitchen table and whispered, "You need to fix your face." That was the last time I opened that bottle. The double wear we loved is gone, ladies. Holding on to it is only hurting us. Now take a breath, because this next one is actually anti-aging, and after those first 3 disasters, I know you needed this. Number 4. Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Foundation, 8.5 out of 10. This goes on smooth and dewy, stays exactly where you put it, and at the end of a full day your skin actually looks better than it did that morning. It does not crack, does not oxidize, does not settle into a single line. It just quietly does everything right while all those other brands are out here breaking our hearts. This is one of only 3 foundations that passed my test, and honestly the first moment in this video where I can smile about what I am recommending. But we are not done with the skip list. Number 5. IT Cosmetics CC Cream, 4 out of 10. This one is tricky because it is not all bad. The SPF is nice, and for the first couple hours it actually looks decent enough to fool you. But then the coverage starts breaking down, grabbing onto texture, and getting thick in the creases until the whole thing feels heavy and worn. The real problem is that IT Cosmetics markets this specifically at mature women and charges accordingly, which makes the gap between that promise and what actually shows up on your skin feel personal. If the formula matched the marketing, this would be a completely different conversation. Now I need to tell you about one that genuinely surprised me. Number 6. Luxe Color Changing Foundation, 9.5 out of 10. I need to be straight with you here because this is the one I actually reach for every single morning, and I am so happy to finally talk about it. It has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid in the formula, so it actually works with your skin instead of sitting on top of it all day. It does not cake, does not oxidize, and the color-changing technology matches your exact tone, so you are never walking out the door with a jawline that does not match your neck. After 30 years of swatching wrong shades under horrible department store lighting, finding one that just figures it out on its own made me happier than I want to admit on camera. One of my clients wore it for a week and came back to my chair and told me it just looks like my skin but better. That is the highest compliment a foundation can ever get. She also told me you can get it cheaper on Amazon, so I am going to leave a link in the description for you. But that is only 1 out of 3 winners. We still have 7 more skips to get through, and this next one stings. Number 7. MAC Studio Fix Fluid. 3 out of 10. This one hurts because MAC was the first real makeup brand I ever fell in love with when I was starting out in the industry. But on mature skin, Studio Fix is unforgiving. That matte finish drains every drop of luminosity from your complexion, parks itself into expression lines within minutes, and by evening the day has aged you twice. I have had this in my professional bag since the 90s, and putting it on this list feels like a breakup. But ladies, it is time. However, the next one might actually be more frustrating than something that is just outright bad. Number 8. CoverGirl. Simply ageless. 5 out of 10. This one sits on the fence, and honestly, that is almost worse than being terrible. Decent coverage out of the bottle, and for about 3 hours it holds up fine. Then it thickens in the creases, starts building weight, and slowly turns against you through the afternoon. Watching a foundation gradually betray you over 8 hours feels more insulting than one that shows its true colors from the first stroke. The name says ageless. The results say otherwise. But at least CoverGirl never claimed to understand skincare. This next brand should have known better. Number 9. Clinique Even Better. 3.5 out of 10. This one breaks my heart because I have trusted Clinique skincare products my entire adult life. On mature skin, this foundation goes on flat and dull, clings to every dry patch like a magnet, and washes your entire complexion out under natural light. For a skincare company to release a foundation that makes women our age look more tired than when we woke up feels like a betrayal from a friend. The name Even Better keeps echoing in my head every time I wear this, and I just wonder, better than what exactly? And then there is the one that every beauty influencer on the internet told us was worth every penny. Number 10. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. 4 out of 10. For the first hour, this does give you a soft, blurred finish that looks beautiful. I will give it that. But on mature skin, the matte formula turns against you fast. It flattens your complexion, dries everything out, and by afternoon that airbrushed glow has aged into something completely different. For almost $50 a bottle, I wanted to love this. But wanting something to work and it actually working are two very different things. And at that price, the disappointment hits twice. However, not every skip on this list is a dramatic failure. Some are just quietly wasting your money. Number 11. Maybelline Fit Me. 5 out of 10. This is the most aggressively average foundation I have ever tested. It goes on fine, sits there fine, does not impress you and does not offend you, but it shifts slightly darker than the shade you picked at the drugstore, gets patchy by hour 5, and does absolutely nothing to help mature skin look younger or more alive. It is the foundation equivalent of a shrug. At our age, we need more than a product that just exists on our skin without doing a single thing for it. But this second to last one is not just mediocre, it is working against us as an entire category. Number 12. Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation. 3 out of 10. I am saying what nobody else in this industry will say out loud. Powder foundation on mature skin is not anti-aging, it is anti-moisture. It clings to every flake, every dry patch, every fine line like sandpaper on silk. Our skin is begging for hydration and dewiness, and we keep dusting it with powder like we are icing a cake. This is well-meaning self-sabotage in a pretty jar with a mineral label, and I care about all of you too much to let it keep happening. If you are finding this helpful, hit subscribe. I test foundations and skincare for mature skin every single week, so you stop wasting money on products that lie to you on the label. And I saved the final winner for last because after 12 foundations and a lot of disappointment, you deserve to end on something beautiful. Number 13. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. 9 out of 10. This is luxury that actually shows up and does the work. Lightweight formula that melts into your skin like water, keeps everything smooth and luminous all day, and never parks itself into a single expression line. Your complexion just looks rested and alive and glowing, and the person sitting across from you at lunch cannot tell you are wearing anything at all. This is real anti-aging in a bottle, and it earned every single point of that 9. So out of 13 foundations, only 3 actually earned the anti-aging name. The Bobbi Brown that quietly does everything right, the Armani that makes you look like you just came back from 2 weeks of sleep, and the Luxe that outperformed everything on this list by working with your skin instead of against it. The other 10 are selling you a word on a label while slowly making things worse. You know which ones are real now. Stop buying the promise and start buying the proof. If this helped you, do not miss next week. I am testing the 10 most popular concealers for mature skin, and I already know some of you are not going to like what I found.